World Cup in 2018, disappointing Nations League, and yet they've got a couple players returning that are of that excitement. Leroy Sané coming off the ACL, now making the move from Manchester City to Bayern Munich. He said Pep Guardiola has completely transformed his career, the way he looks at games, the way he thinks about the game tactically, but technically he's one of the special players in the world. He's going to be introduced in the lineup today, and that reintroduction is good for Germany and good for Jogi Löw.
And there's also a fascination surrounding Spain. Luis Enrique, through the tragic circumstances of the death of his 9-year-old daughter, stepping down from the job as head coach, coming back, not re-engaging the man that held the fort in the interim as one of his assistants. So that was one piece of controversy. And then he names a squad with 8 uncapped players in it.
You know what surprised me, John, about his press conference yesterday? He said, if the European Championships were today, he said this would be his roster. And yet there's some inexperience in this lineup, right? And you talk about those uncapped players. Everything revolves around Thiago in the midfield. Arguably the best midfielder for Bayern Munich. I think he was still underrated when it came to that discussion about what Bayern Munich did in Champions League. He's got the Brazilian magic, but with a little bit of that determination and grit from the Spanish team, and you see that. This is a different team, and a team that's chomping at the bit after a golden age from 2008 through 2012.
Yep, a couple of headline acts to get us underway then, as we kick off the second edition of this UEFA Nations League. Germany against Spain for the 24th time, and happily kickoff is now fast approaching at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Stuttgart.
So, you said only we at Left Twix could put cookies and cream in Twix? This is a right Twix.
Excuse me.
Twix, cookies and cream.
I'm a Verizon engineer.
And I'm part of the team building the most
powerful 5G experience for America.
It's 5G ultra wideband, and it's already available in parts of select cities.
Like Los Angeles.
And in New York City.
And it's rolling out in cities around the country.
With massive capacity.
It's like an 8-lane highway compared to a 2-lane dirt road.
25 times faster than today's 4G networks.
In fact, it's the fastest 5G in the world. From the network more people rely on. This is 5G built right. Only on Verizon.
Allergies with nasal congestion overwhelming you? Breathe more freely with powerful Claritin D. Claritin D improves nasal airflow 2 times more than the leading allergy spray at hour 1. Claritin D. Get more airflow.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. For Eduardo Perez, it drove him to thrive in his search for a better life. Immigrating from Guatemala at 18, he found work as a dishwasher, a line cook, sous chef, and eventually fought to the top of one of the most challenging professions in the world, proving that there is no challenge that can hold back a fighting spirit. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Oh, sorry I'm late.
Let's try this again.
Rated T for teen.
This isn't the season anyone expected. But even with all the questions, college football is coming. Let's play.
The days of sourdough are over, because live sports are back. So dust off your bright green jersey and tell the world what you're supposed to say.
Hulu has live sports again.
Sports are back. So dust off your bright green jersey and tell the world what you're supposed to say.
Hulu has live sports.
Group 4 of League A of the second edition of the UEFA Nations League, and the meeting of the heavyweights as Germany take on Spain at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Stuttgart. It's one of the older arenas in German football. It's been renovated many times, but still the rather elderly brickwork of the tunnel area, redolent of the 1950s rather than the 2020s. Originally built in 1933, it was the Century Stadium immediately after the war, when US troops stationed in these parts played baseball in this arena. Last renovated as recently as 2011, as the socially distanced German substitutes take their places in the designated bay of seating set aside for them. 21 players in the German squad, 22 remain in the Spanish roster, although they have lost a couple along the way. Mikel Oyarzabal and Adama Traore of Wolverhampton Wanderers testing positive for COVID in the build-up to this match. And Real Madrid's Marco Asensio dropping out with a recurrence of a problem with his left knee. Spain harder hit than Germany in that regard, but Germany coming into this without the sizable contingent from Bayern Munich, because it's only a week and a half, 11 days to be precise, since Bayern won the Champions League final in Portugal. And so Jogi Löw deciding that those players require extra rest and recuperation. The weather conditions that will greet these players are, as you would